Egyptians celebrate success of peaceful pro-democracy movement. On Friday, February 11th, in Cairo's Tahrir Square and other cities throughout Egypt where pro-democracy protesters in numbers of up to 2 million had gathered for the past 18 days, shouts of joy rang out as the announcement came that Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak had stepped down, with presidential powers being transferred to the Supreme Council for the Armed Forces. This decision was made in response to the requests of Egyptians who had assembled peacefully to call for democratic freedom and human rights. Starting just moments after the announcement, individuals and families gathered in the square and in cities across the nation burst out in cheers and jubilant chants, with strangers hugging each other and dancing with joy as thousands gave thumbs-up signs while waving Egyptian flags and singing the national anthem.
During the 18 days of protests, the Egyptian people were observed via international media to exercise great restraint, maintaining a consistent stance of nonviolence. The country's army rallied similarly, with representatives saying on Thursday that they recognized the legitimate demands of the people. In the celebratory moments following the announcement of the military's new leadership, people could be heard chanting, "The people and the army together, hand in hand." Dina Magdi, a pro-democracy protester in Tahrir Square, commented on the historic moment, saying, "I have waited, I have worked all my adult life to see the power of the people come to the fore and show itself. I am speechless. The moment is not only about Mubarak stepping down, it is also about people's power to bring about the change that no one thought possible." Global leaders also hailed the historic events, thanking President Mubarak for listening to the voice of the people as they congratulated Egyptians on their successful campaign for democracy, with many pledging support for the logical next step of free and fair elections. These included UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon as well as U.S. President Barack Obama.
The word Tahrir means liberation. It is a word that speaks to that something in our souls that cries out for freedom. And forevermore it will remind us of the Egyptian people, of what they did, of the things that they stood for, and how they changed their country, and in doing so, changed the world.
U.S. Vice President Joe Biden also hailed the pivotal moment in history and congratulated the Egyptians for their newly won self-determination, while British Prime Minister David Cameron stated, "Egypt now has a really precious moment of opportunity to have a government that can bring the country together, and as a friend of Egypt and the Egyptian people, we stand ready to help in any way that we can." Among other policymakers sending tributes were German Chancellor Angela Merkel, European Council President Herman Van Rompuy, European Commission President José Manuel Barroso, European Union Foreign Policy Chief Catherine Ashton, Arab League Secretary General Ammar Moussa, and Qatari Emir Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani's Royal Council.
Still other leaders conveying their good wishes and support were Greek Prime Minister George Papandreou, Canada's Prime Minister Stephen Harper, French President Nicolas Sarkozy, India's Foreign Minister S.M. Krishna, Bahrain's Foreign Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, Iranian Foreign Minister Ali Akbar Salahi, Germany's Vice Chancellor Guido Westerwelle, Jordan's Foreign Ministry, Poland's Foreign Ministry, and South African Director General of Foreign Affairs Ayanda Nzaluba.
People across the world also joined in celebration with fireworks in Beirut, Lebanon, honking of horns and cries of joy in Tunisia, and drivers waving Egyptian and Palestinian flags in Palestine's Gaza.
Our congratulations, Egypt, on the outcome of your dedicated and dignified campaign for freedom and democracy. Wishing the Egyptian government and people abundant peace and blessings in this new chapter of history with heaven's continued grace.
Earlier this week, on February 9th, during a video conference in Los Angeles, California, USA, Supreme Master Ching Hai expressed her support for human rights such as in Egypt as she shared caring insights about government leadership.
As Master may have already known, there are currently big changes in some of the Arab countries. People are calling for change. This is the first time in Egypt's history that Christians and Muslims are helping each other like they are now.
Right.
Master, do these changes correspond to a spiritual change?
Yes, somehow they do, yes. I hope it goes beyond that, so that humans can have peace with each other at last, and freedom. Whatever freedom they ask for, they should have it. Because humans deserve freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom to travel, freedom of saying what they want, and choosing whomever they like to govern their own country. Freedom of religious practice, as long as they don't harm others. basic human freedom. For that, I also gave a lot of zillions of spiritual points, and I hope it works.
Oh, thank you, Master. Thank you.
That is hundreds of thousands of zillions of zillions of zillions of zillions of zillions of zillions.
Master. Thank you, Master.
Yes, without freedom, people cannot breathe. Without freedom, people cannot have dignity. That's their birthright to have freedom, because they are children of God. This is the problem with anyone when you have power. As soon as you have power, things change. You change. People have to realize also it's not the fault of one president or one prime minister or one government. It's the problem of the position. The higher the position, the more responsibility and the more temptation and the more traps. People will surround you with all kind of untruth story, flattery, making you fall very easily. People are so easy to succumb to your power and to do anything you wish, even when it's wrong. And nobody would dare to tell you when it's wrong. And nobody would dare to tell you when it's right. And at that time, you will be more and more powerful. And then you don't even want to listen to people when it's right or when it's wrong. And then slowly, the power will consume this person and make him change into another person. It is a very dangerous position to be in. To be in power is to be in danger. So every leader deserved also to be forgiven, not always to be condemned. Any leader in the world, they have the ideal. They want to rule a nation. They want to help their people. But as they climb into power, people around them will worship them too much, will do anything they want, so that they will realize that they have such a power that they can do anything they want, right or wrong. And then it's very easy to fall. I feel very sorry for any king, any president, any prime minister that fell from power, that are opposed by people, because they are the victim as well, victim of power. So, the people should be building a more democratic system for the country. I think all the leaders who err should be also forgiven, so that the cycle of violence and revenge will break and people will truly live in lasting peace.